25 years ago, the Eels and the Dragons christened the opening of Parramatta Stadium, and there have been many fierce battles since. Tonight, the rivalry continues. Okay, well, it is the side that was named early in the week, which sees Jared Hayne at fullback, Luke Burt and Jordan Atkins on the wings. Very inexperienced centre pairing, Ryan Morgan and Jacob Loco, just 11 games between them. The halves again, Casey Maguire and Jeff Robson. A back row of Ben Smith, the captain Nathan Hindmarsh and Taniela Lasalo, with Tim Manor, Matt Keating and Fui Moi Moi. The interchange, Shane Shackleton and Mitch Allgood. Carl Webb and Justin Horrow in jersey 19. They're coached by Stephen Kearney. Now for the Dragons, they beat the Tigers last weekend 24-18.
This is how they line up at fullback, Darius Boyd. On the wings, Penny Tungavay and Jason Nightingale. In the centres, Mark Gaznia and Matt Pryor moves from lock to centre. At 5'8", Jamie Soward and halfback and captain, Ben Hornby. Adam Cuthman comes into the side at lock, Bo Scott and Ben Cray. In the front row, Dan Hunt, Dean Young and Michael Wayman. The interchange bench, John Green, Nathan Feen, Trent Marin and Jack Bosman comes into the 17 and they're coached by Wayne Bennett.
You right, Jerry? Yeah, mate, good now.
So Jamie Soward will kick off to the north. It is a nice night at Parramatta as we start round 13. To the halfway mark of the competition, we draw closer. And Tim Manor it is who brings it away. 13 metres out from his line. He'll play the ball and play it back to young Keating. He and Hayne missed the match against the Dragons in round 8. Just outside the 20-metre line, it's with Lasalo. Now for Moi to take it up, and he's met by the brick wall, the red and white brick wall, including Young and Dan Hunt and Michael Wayman. And Parramatta then through Robson, turning it back for his lock forward, Ben Smith. Parramatta's half 5'8" combination tonight unchanged, with Maguire out at 5'8" and Robson at half. That is Manor again with his second carry on the opening set. And Robson it is that puts it down the ground and looking for some vacant space. He did pretty well. Nightingale came across from the right side, and Nightingale is held on the 20-metre line down the Dragons' end.
And not a bad opening set there from Parramatta. A bit of variation from the kickoff. Instead of hitting Fui Moi Moi straight, swung a couple of passes wide. The Dragons now just inside their own 30-second tackle.
Tongavay it is that plays the ball. It's only his second game for the Dragons. And there they are on the wide shot, approaching the 40-metre line, and Ben Cuthbertson crosses the red line. He'll play the ball at him. As we get down low with the ground cameras, and then to Soward as he reefs it down the ground. Jordan Atkins goes back to join Jared Hayne. Hayne stays away and lets Atkins take control of it. And the left side St George defence quick down there. Ben Cray and Matt Pryor tonight. Pryor playing centres. Robson lost that completely, and he gave it to Burt, and it didn't really help Luke Burt. He was already under immense pressure. And so he plays the ball, Burt, and the ball goes away to Loco. The centre combination, Peter mentioned, inexperienced. They've got 11 NRL matches between them. So they're out near the 30-metre line, and Taniela Lasalo again with a carry, and that's a good dart from dummy half by Keating. He's out to the 40 on 5. The kick comes from Hayne, and he kicked from just outside the 40. It's gone down to Tongavay. He's watching it. He's praying to it. He's asking it to go over, and eventually it does. It touches the chalk. But it was touch and go for Penny Tongavay as he watches it. Have a look at this. And did he touch it? Did he touch it?
He touched that, Raps.
And did it touch the chalk?
I don't think so.
I don't think it got to the chalk.
Well, he's come up with the best con job ever there, Penny. He's got everyone for
He's a world champion poker player.
Here it is again. It's interesting. Well, did he get a finger on it? I think he did. And did it reach the chalk? And the touch judge waved his flag, agreeing with Tongavay. I think he took Tongavay's word for it. Played by Cuthbertson, and it's gone to Hornby. That was forward to Craig. Well, called by the touch judge. That's if he called it, but he'd be the same touch judge that said that ball went dead. You know why? Because Penny Tongavay said it went dead.
That's a very rare error there from Ben Hornby. He's throwing it forward to Ben Cray on his outside. Miscommunication. The Eels now 40 metres out, centre field. Good attacking option here. Jared Hayne just down, getting some repairs to his boots. We'll talk about the conditions in a minute, Joey, after this scrum and the attacking set goes, but not that easy out there tonight.
Very dewy, heavy dew on the surfaces. Logo gets on the outside of Soward.
He also gets very close to that sideline under the tackle of Nightingale, who we know his upper body strength is enormous. Now Maguire. They're just outside the 30-metre line. Parramatta with a good attacking opportunity. Robson behind Moi Moi. Hayne came in. Smith with the ball. And they're 22 metres out down the centre corridor against the premiership favourites and front runners. Moi Moi goes head on into Dan Hunt. And Wayman comes in to help the other prop forward. Now goes to Robson. He puts a ball on the ground. Tongavay looks at this one and says, thank God for that.
He's coming, Jerry.
So they're rushing it back. Stephen Kearney watches on, knowing that his adversary tonight is Stephen Price, really, not Wayne Bennett. But, of course, they were together when the Kiwis won their first World Cup.
If you're going to beat the Dragons, you've got to get that right. That was an easy kick. He was under very little pressure there, Jeff Robson, and the worst thing you can do is put it dead. And that just takes all the pressure off. You can't beat the Dragons with those kind of plays.
Here's Hunt with the ball. He's on the rack for this kid. I really am. Dan Hunt, he is an absolute toiler. He had an injury riddled last year. And people seem to forget that not only are they missing Jeremy Smith this year, but they didn't have Dan Hunt last year. So he really is made up in many ways for Jeremy Smith. Bo Scott with the ball now, playing right side second row, and Gasnier was a dummy half, and he gets the ball back for Soward, who's always got a mile of time, brought about mainly through the fact that he's able to stand so deep. And here's Atkins in a bit of trouble, and the Dragons are going to... No,
Relax. 1-on-1, knock forward.
He's called knock forward, Ashley Klein. And there's a couple of players hurt. Atkins is not well. Cuthbertson is 16. That's him on his haunches.
And most importantly, I presume that he's saying that there's a Dragons knock on.
You've ripped it out, mate. It's gone. Your bloke's on the ball. Doesn't matter which way you're facing.
This is Atkins, the 5,
Jamie.
taken by Soward. He's called Soward for raking the ball.
Yep.
And that's a Dragons knock on called by Klein. There's no doubt about it was a deliberate act by Soward.
Feet down, Dan. Out.
Sterling and Johns. And Peter was talking about that's an awful end to that 6 from Parramatta a few minutes ago. And you're in the middle of these two guys. You're not going to get involved, are you? 30 metres out from their own line, Parramatta, and played over there. And it comes across the field. The Robson and Hayne comes in, and Pryor is waiting for him. And Pryor it is that puts Hayne down. Well, he's certainly not overplaying his role. Oh, shoulder charge, but it's a penalty. They weren't back for 10. The men in red and white, and Dan Hunt is the major offender. Maybe the lone offender. So Robson, that was the high shot, depicting what the referee saw. And the tap, another chance for Parramatta. Keating taking the free kick. Robson, Moi Moi to Hayne. And just for a moment, I thought he had broken them. He's going to play at 11 metres out. And he complains about a second tackle. Moi takes it ahead. And he's about 5 metres out from the line. The Dragons then resetting their defensive line. As it comes from Keating. He's barreled. Robson, Hayne away to Morgan. Ryan Morgan will play it 3 metres out from the line. Parramatta denied at the moment. Can they crack it this time? Robson in for Manna, and Manna will play the ball. Again, 8 metres away from the line. And again, Keating. He'll go left side. He does that. It goes along the line. It's picked up Maguire, and he got a ball to Losalo. But he couldn't do anything about it. Just take the tackle and hold the ball. This is the last. It's out to Maguire. There goes the kick. Ben Smith's there. So is Hayne. So is Moi Moi. Parramatta score. Moi Moi scores. Brilliant piece of jumping by Hayne, and a lovely kick by Casey Maguire.
Yeah, good stuff there from the Eels, finally taking advantage of their good field position and the pressure that they've been able to apply.
Here's a young man who debuted, I fancy, back in '99 against the Dragons, landing the goal. It gives him 42 points in the last 3 games he's played. Not bad for a team coming down at number 12. Timmy Gilbert's on the sideline tonight.
Hey, Rabsy, a huge game for them, isn't it? They're 2 points out of the 8, although they're 12. They win tonight, they get the bye next week, and they're pretty confident. I spoke to the coaching staff, one of the coaching staff, he said, look, they've been saying they're tired all week. Let's hope they are as we look at the try again on the Keno replay. Well done, Fooey.
I thought Jack Gibson said there's no such word in the dictionary as tired. Well, the Dragons have been behind on the scoreboard only twice this season, and only once have they been behind at full time. And that is only the second try scored against them, I think, Pete, in the first half hour of any game this year.
And the only other time it's happened this season, Ray, was Ben Pomeroy back in round 2. And the Sharks won that game as a big collision from Moi and Dean Young. And then Young got a bit of help from Ben Cray coming in.
There could be no better injection for Parramatta than a try for this fellow Moi at the 30-minute mark. Or should I say at the 30-metre mark. It's played by Moi, and here's Manor running from the left side back onto the blind side of play. Hunt working hard with Young and Pryor. Now for a big kick off the right foot of Hayde. And again, it looks easy for him, but it goes a long, long way down to Jason Nightingale out in the deep. And he'll play the ball about 35 metres out from his own line. Playing it back to the purple and pale green boots. Underneath Darius Boyd, who didn't play in that match in round 8. Dragons versus Eels, when they won again 30-0. In fact, their last 2 matches, they've won 30-0, the Dragons. And in their last 5 matches, they put another result on the board, 37-0. Now it's come to Hornby. Hornby goes away to Boyd, inside for Pryor. Pryor goes back towards Hindmarsh, and he's tackled 35 metres out. Played then by Pryor in 13, who's playing in the centres, and Wayman it is down the middle. And Ben Smith drags around the legs. This is the last for the red and whites. It's gone to the playmaker and kicker, Soward. High, down towards Jared. Crossbar came into it. It was always going to be a problem for Jared, but then it struck the crossbar and did the right thing by Parramatta. So Bird comes up, the ball comes back to the 20-metre line quickly, with Luke Bird taking it out to the 30. And here's Hindmarsh with a run now, out towards Gasnier. Moi was 33-1 to be the first try scorer. And you can bet live and running on the football on 1-3-3-90 on TAB Sportsbet, but gamble responsibly. Here is Robson firing it back for Maguire to go to Hayne. Something developing on the right, but they slid in defence. And it was Pryor who's working hard down that left side defence for the Dragons, shutting it down again. The kick goes down, and it's taken by Nightingale.
Got a penalty here. Adam Cuthbertson taking out, or will have taken out, Casey Maguire chasing through.
Well, what do they do here? Do they take the 2?
The referee said Dan Hunt, but I'm sure you'll find it's Adam Cuthbertson. Oh no, it's actually is. Yeah, I apologise. It's Dan Hunt who moves out of his way to his left, deliberately into the line, being run by Casey Maguire.
And the Eels leading here with a converted try, and now a penalty goal for Burt. That is successful. So Parramatta lead by 8-0 after 14 minutes. That's a rare scoreboard for the Dragons to look up and see.
I know it's a nice scoreboard in their favour, Joe. Any temptation there at all to turn the 2 down and go for more?
No, I think I like the 2 points in these conditions, the slippery conditions. And I think that penalty showed the lack of discipline there by Dan Hunt. That's very